Hello everyone and welcome back for some Angels with Scaly Wings. And apparently I've lost it in my Steam library now. Oh. I should log in first. Now just as a reminder for everyone, there is thunder and lightning that actually I think went past by. I think I'm fine. I don't see any real storm clouds anymore. It looks like maybe rain, maybe it already passed entirely. So if there are any interruptions, it was probably a lightning bolt that hit the critical area somewhere. Right, so we have left off last in Chapter 2, I believe, and we are getting ready for another scene with the Dean. The Wyvern and her magazines. So it's another day, another morning. I woke from my dreams filled with fire and smoke. The sun shining through the window gave me a comforting feeling of familiarity, despite the portal in the distance reminding me of my purpose here. And actually, I just also caught, when a Dean asks you about if you have any dreams, it says here that they're filled with fire and smoke. I looked towards the horizon, my view undisturbed by dividing walls. The light of the morning sun was painting the sky with golden hues, a view that had become a rarity back home. It evoked a feeling of freedom and openness that was almost scary to me. While I got ready for the day, my thoughts strayed to the people I knew back home. I couldn't help but wonder how they were doing. Oddworld. Oops, not on my keyboard, please. There you go. I think I have Oddworld on itch. I could probably stream that later at some point. Zipper. Almost had her attention. She's just looking out the window now. Just really quickly, let me check. Oddworld. Okay, maybe not Oddworld. I have Odd Realm from itch.io. While I got ready for the day, my thoughts strayed to the people I knew back home. I couldn't help but wonder how they were doing. But I had greater things to worry about at the moment, like Reza, murderers, and generators. How much danger was I in, really? Yes, the cat, mashing on my keyboard. Hey, Cabbage. Hey, Chief. More bad news? Not quite, unless you count Reza still missing as bad news. But that's why I'm here. Well, what is it? Oh, was it Ratchet and Clank Oddworld you were talking about? I haven't paid attention to the PS5 reveal at all. Well, what is it? Just some good old-fashioned police work, and we're counting on your help. Again. Alright guys, so, I remembered to ask now, I guess, is the wording. Do you want me to skip on through just for the sake of Adine getting her best ending? Okay. The alternative is that I could take the choices, as Doppler is preemptively picking here. Sure, sign me up! And that is probably what I'm going to be picking here in the first place, but we could leave it up to chance, and we could just, I guess, try and rush through it. Skip through? Alright. Justin, I know you were lurking just moments ago. What are your thoughts? Do you want to skip through, or do you want to take choices? And I guess my cat's feeling bored too. She's just over there cleaning herself. Alright, so sign us up for now. Great! We obtained a list of places Reza visited in the days before he vanished. We'll check those out, maybe find a lead, and you might help us understand his motives or give us some context to his actions. I can certainly try. Actually, I'm sure you'll do a great job. That's reassuring. Are you ready to go? Sure, let's go. Don't skip. Alright. There's a couple of places we can check out. Let's see where we should go first. While Bryce focused on his list, I saw someone approach me out of the corner of my eye. A closer look revealed that it was Sebastian, waving his arms in an attempt to get our attention. As he ran towards us, his face grave. There you are, Chief. I was looking for you. What are you doing here? Don't tell me there's another dead person. Sorry, Chief. There is. Is there? I must have missed that. I assume that's when you finish the two investigations and Bryce walks up to you and taps your part. Darn, guess it's going to be one of those days. Yeah, looks that way. Someone else can take care of that today, though. We've got other plans. You'll need to sign off on a few things, at least. I know. We'll go to the crime scene, sign a few forms, and then we're out. It's probably like 2 words or a dialogue, and I'm just excited to see this new dialogue. New to me, anyways. How does Bryce hold a pen? Oh, that's a good question. What was that? Angels with Broken Hearts? I remember the one comic there. That also reminds me, there was a new one the other day, too? Yesterday that came out? Sign a few forms in a row, yes. Let's see if I can find it. Chapter 3... No, that was chapter 2. Okay, must be chapter 4 somewhere. I'm just on the Broken Hearts webpage right now. Well, I found a perfect one. Comic 81, where Sebastian is holding a pen and he's talking with Bryce at the moment. Let me see if I can... I'm going to ping it through Discord in a random EM, who won't mind, and then I'm gonna link that to the stream. I need to also just take a look at the today's comic when I get the chance. Or, yesterday's comic. When we arrived at the scene, I saw a poor victim next to one of the houses. The obligatory sheet that was draped over him provided a modicum of discretion, but it did nothing to hide the crime that had occurred. Alright, give me the story. It's an interesting one, that's for sure. The wounds match those of the last victim, so a similar, if not identical, murder weapon is likely. The victim? Maintenance person for this area, and the electricity is out. Power goes out, maintenance guy shows up, and is killed before he can fix the problem. At least, that's my theory. The power for the whole block is out? That is correct. We should get that fixed as soon as possible. We don't need civilians showing up around here complaining about sitting in the dark. Good point. Bryce's snout wrinkled with a distaste as he glanced over Sebastian's shoulder. Not again. What is it? What are you doing here, Maverick? A second victim, huh? This is an official investigation, so you better not cross that police line. Shunned by my own colleagues. This is ridiculous. You know how it is. Rules are rules, and without rules, murders like this one would be allowed to happen and go unpunished. Tch, have your fun without me then. What do you think he wanted here, Chief? That one's easy. To do his own investigation, just like he said he would. I shouldn't be surprised he showed up, but I guess we're lucky we arrived before he did. I agree. We'd better check out that power outage now. Of course. I think the door to the maintenance room is right around here. Got your flashlight, Seb? Always, Chief. You should go first then. I don't have my stuff here. Besides, putting that on my head, that head mount is such a hassle. I remember, you complain about it every time it comes up. There, that should do the trick. You just stay behind me, Cabbage, alright? Okay. Yeah, I hate stairs, especially those made for smaller dragons like you. Trust me, having it the other way around isn't too great either. Alright, so, choices. Are we going to say nothing? Are we going to tell them we don't mind stairs, or we dislike all kinds of stairs? Dopp wants to say he doesn't mind stairs, alright. Well, I'm going to assume it's just me and Doppel today. I don't mind stairs either. I just don't like using them for exercise. Okay, so according to YouTube Analytics, there's one concurrent viewer, and that's either me or Doppel. I don't think it's accurate today. I don't mind stairs that much. I can see why. Your legs have more articulation than mine, especially the knees. Out of us three, I think Bryce has the worst of it right now. Darn you and your articulated knees! This kinda reminds me of when we found that underground base, or whatever it was. Remember, Chief? 1 to 3, alright. So it'd probably be me, because I have this in YouTube Studios. Probably yourself, and then possibly Justin working about. How could I not? It wasn't that long ago. Underground base? Yeah, the portal wasn't the only piece of technology we found. There was also this whole lab near it. It seemed to have some high-tech stuff in there. At least that place didn't have as many stairs. Wait, so you not only found an underground portal, but a whole facility along with it? Yes, but we're not sure how much the two are actually related. We spent all that time studying the portal and barely got anywhere with it. This stuff is just beyond what we know. Here we are. I very much like the artwork that Saunders put into this game, and in this scene in particular, I'm actually just sitting here right now wondering, how did he get that little flashlight there? Did he use blend modes? Is Ren'Py capable of that? Or did he just have this really, really big sprite with a little hole in the middle for simulating shadows? So, what exactly are we looking for? Whatever's causing the power outage. If we don't find the cause, we should at least be able to get the backup running. Looks like the generator is gone. Mystery solved! The sound of the creaking metal penetrated the stillness of the room. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, a big black mask. It would probably be the easiest way of doing it. I suppose, for me, a more fun way would be to have blend modes and surfaces. I guess it would be just something way more complicated, but more fun. Just a big black screen, well, semi-black, translucent, and then have a blend mode negative with a little circle in the middle for your light source. Sound of creaking metal penetrated the stillness of the room. I looked above, towards the source of the noise as it grew louder, and in the next instant I was pushed sideways and fell to the ground, just barely avoiding the giant light fixture that fell from the ceiling and shattered into countless pieces alongside me. Cabbage, are you alright? The next thing I saw was a hooded figure standing above me, barely visible against the darkness that permeated the room. The figure crouched down next to me, its mask hovering right in front of my face. Nearly a whisper reached my ears when it spoke. Be careful, Cabbage. Then, the figure dashed towards the stairs. Where are you going? That's not me. Don't move. She's going up the stairs. I'm on it. I didn't see that chair coming. I can't see a darn thing in here. Here, Chief. I hate these stupid stairs. They're blocking the way. Just go around me. There's no room. You're as wide as the stairs are. That's, I guess, the gentlest way of saying you're too fat. I can't help it. Darn it, we'll never catch him now. By the time we found our way back up, the mysterious figure was nowhere to be found. We've got a long search ahead of us now, and with a head start like that, there might be no end to it. We have to take our chances as long as we still can. Except the chances are growing smaller and smaller while we wait for the team to arrive. What even happened down there? Right, Cabbage. Tell us everything in as much detail as you can. There wasn't much to it. I heard a noise, I looked up, and the light fixture came down. Someone pushed me. You mean Reza? Do we suppose it was Reza? Are we gonna say we don't think it was Reza? Are we gonna just tell him we're not so sure of that? Three? Not so sure of that? I can say with absolute certainty that it was not Reza myself. Not so sure of that? Didn't you see him? Whoever it was wearing a mask. It bloody well can't be someone else. Let's not kid ourselves here. Wait a minute. When we were down there, didn't you refer to him as she? Yeah, I think there is even that slight difference from the very first time you're doing this. What was it? Inception? No. Whatever the first card was, I think it was Inception or something like that. We don't know who it was, and we don't actually make any reference to she or something like that. Yeah, and then Sebastian never says, wait a minute, didn't she say she? So yeah. Yeah, actually that's what he's saying right now, is didn't you refer to him as she? Did I? I don't know. Maybe you just heard it wrong. Maybe. Suspicious. Why would he wear that whole getup though? Alright, was that whole getup so that he/she didn't want to be recognized? Some sort of camouflage, or for protection? Personally, I don't think it would be so much for protection. I think it would absolutely be for camouflage / could not be recognized. Pretty dark in there? Fair enough. Camouflage? Good point. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Your earlier theory about what happened was pretty sound, Sebastian. Let's go with that, and add the bit about the generator being stolen. So now the question is, who has a motive for stealing a generator? It could be anyone, really. I have no idea. Or Reza. We could definitely point our fingers at Reza. To be fair, it would also be us too. Reza it is. Right. Who else would need to steal a generator when those who live here could either buy or even simply request one? Not to mention, Reza was the only one who arranged the diplomatic trade for the generators in the first place. I can't deny the fact that your generators are pretty important to us. For resorting to murder? We all saw the human figure running away. Why would he have stayed here if he stole it? Maybe it was a dragon in disguise. Are we sure we saw him running away? And I do like that middle one, Dragon in Disguise. It makes me think of Adine and her favorite TV show, Humans. Dragons literally in disguise. Why would he have stayed here if he stole it? The generator was already gone when we got here, and the person in question wasn't carrying it either. Perhaps this is a case where the criminal has returned to the crime scene. For this kind of crime? I'd say no, but who knows? Maybe our rules just don't apply anymore. What do you mean? No offense, but ever since you two humans arrived, there have been a lot of strange things going on. This place used to be a quiet town. So do we think it was Reza? Are we starting to sound... well, is he starting to sound like Maverick? That's what the statement is. Maybe the whole thing is just a huge misunderstanding, or you do understand why you ran away in the first place, right? Oh, you mean the media in the game here? Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Maybe somebody on Patreon could bug Saunders about what is that thing? Chapter 3? Give us the human media that Adine was watching? You said one? Alright, so you think it was Reza. Honestly, things aren't looking great for him right now. But it's still our top priority to find him. But after that, what we've seen here today, I'm not sure what will happen when we do. I just don't want to give you any false hope, you know? Hi, Justin. I see. Maybe we should just focus on finding him and point fingers later. Agreed. The police team will be here any minute now. You don't have to get involved with the search, but that doesn't mean you can't help us. What do you want me to do? We still have a list of places we're going to check out, remember? We can't go now. The search takes priority. Of course, we'll still check out those places after we're done here. But if you go on your own, you can speed up the process. You can even find a lead for us. Who knows? Alright, so are we gonna say, sure thing? Are we gonna poke at them about being understaffed because they have to rely on us? Or are we just gonna flat out refuse and say, how about no? Let's not be a jerk. Great! Yeah, you can really see that grin on his face now. Here's the list. Considering your status, you shouldn't have any trouble in these places. But if anything happens, call me and I'll check up on you later. Wait a minute, you mean I'm going all by myself? All of us are going to be busy with the search. We can't really afford to spare someone right now. We'll be fine. Aren't you worried I'll do something fishy? I mean, isn't that why Rez and I were assigned police escorts in the first place? Oh, does it? That's fantastic! I kinda wish I had the plush now, too. That policy was mostly Maverick's fault, and he's out of the picture. With my authority as chief, I say you can go alone. I already know where you're going, and besides, I trust you. If you were in cahoots with Reza, you would have run off with him when you had the chance. Good point. This is kind of meta, but I just like how it's we're saying good point and we don't even have a choice about it when we were just stunned and then Maverick tail slapped us. Ah, I see the team approaching. Guess you should get going. Alright, I'll see you later then. Good luck. It was a relief to leave the crime scene, considering what had happened. When I reached into my pocket to take a look at the list, however, I found something unexpected. It was a small piece of paper with the word Tatsu written on it. How did it get there? My earlier encounter with the masked person was the only time today someone was close enough to smuggle something into my pocket. I figured if someone like Bryce tried to do something like that, I definitely would have noticed. As for Tatsu, the only thing I could think of was Tatsu Park, which I had come across when I went to the police station the other day. Even if the park was the place the mysterious paper referred to, I didn't know if it was actually a good idea to visit. The masked person may have saved me from the falling light fixture, but it was Reza. If it was Reza, sorry, it would mean following someone who is also the prime suspect of 2 murders. I also had to consider the list of places Reza had been to. A local grocery store, a production facility we had visited, and the library were the 3 places closest to here. It certainly was going to be a busy day, and I knew I wouldn't have time to visit all of them. What should I do? Are we going to go to the grocery store, the production facility, the library, or Tatsu Park? My cat's reclining on her back somewhat. Do I have that the right way? There we go. Relating to a dean, I suppose we should visit Tatsu Park for the manhole, I think it was? The dragon hole, I guess? I don't think there's anywhere else in particular that's really required. It may be a mod that has a dean at the grocery store. I've seen a picture of a dean explaining something at the grocery store to us. I don't think I could say it on stream. But if you're interested, I could definitely message you later on Discord. Anyone who's watching, that is. Tatsu Park, here I am. I don't know what I'm even looking for, though. Alright, we should be able to just go back real quick. Okay. Autosave, is it working today? Yes, it is. Alright, it is I think a Steam link, but I will certainly get that to you once we're done here. That was the wrong one. We wanted this one? This one. Grocery store. I entered the store, the sound of the bell alerting the staff to my arrival. Seeing the patrons browsing the shelves, neatly stocked with wares of all kinds, evoked feelings of nostalgia and normalcy in me. This must be the store Reza has been shopping at. Who's he talking to? Hey, I think I've seen her before. I'm sorry, but this prescription has expired. Yes, the gentleman. And that poor picture of Vera. I can't fill it like this. You'll need to tell your parents to visit the doctor so we can write you a new one. She turned around, nearly running into me, when she suddenly bolted towards the door. Hello, Cabbage. How may I help you? You know who I am? How could I not? Everybody knows about you. Anyway, how can I help you? Right, so we wanted Reza. Of course I do. It's only a few days since he was last here. This will sound a little unusual, but can you tell me what he bought? Are you just talking about the last time, or every time he came here? Both, I suppose. He came here more than once? He's been visiting pretty regularly, now that I think about it. Interesting. I can look up his purchases if you like. That'd be really helpful. Shouldn't be too hard. Just give me a second. I watched him carefully navigate the register's buttons, soon followed by the sound of the attached printer. Here you go. Receipts from all his purchases. Well, that was easy. The Staples red button. That was easy. Since our government takes care of all his purchases, they're filed separately. It was simple to pull them up. Looks like he bought mostly food and snacks, sometimes magazines. But why was he buying lemons every single time? I can't say that I didn't notice, but I figured it was just a human thing. Strange. In any case, that was more information than I expected. You have my thanks. You're welcome. Alright, should we bother with asking who Vara is? It's not really important since we've already completed the Remy storyline. We can browse. I do like, just as a heads up, not for children under 13. We're gonna look at the health aisle. Everything from food supplements to skincare and even birth control. The variance in product sizes is astounding, especially when talking about the birth control. I think these ones could fit on my arm. Alright, bread selection. Cycle through all of them. They have a surprisingly big selection. Since when do dragons eat bread anyways? I guess at least I'm covered in case I want any melon bread. Hey, you! Are you talking to me? Yes. What do you say? Melon or lemon bread? I mean, there's only a difference between like 2 letters. Or sorry, 1 letter. So how am I supposed to choose? I don't think that's how it works. That's why I like that scene is, wow, it could fit my arm! Why don't you just go with the one that you'll think you like more? That's a good idea! Why didn't I think of that? Was that a cardboard box on her head? Look at the produce. Who would have thought that dragons are big on produce? I don't even recognize some of these. Look at the meat. Meat, of course. Lots and lots of meat. Fresh meat, smoked meat, cured meat, dried meat, pre-packaged meat, prepared meat, ready-to-eat meat, meat snacks, burgers, kebabs, nuggets, whole hams, bacon, meatloaf, sausages. And that's not even all of it. Needless to say, they have that area covered. Alright. And let's ask about Vara, might as well. You mean that girl? That's Vara. She comes here occasionally to pick up her mother's prescription. Alright, and now we're heading to Tatsu Park. Tattoo Park. Here I am. Don't even know what I'm looking for, though. I do. First, look at the map. We are heading to Tattoo Avenue. And if there's anything else that we want to do, let's rest on the bench real quick. We've been working hard. Place to sit down. The view of the scenery is perfect. That was nice. I was just about to get up when I noticed someone sitting next to me. Whoa, I didn't even see you there. I thought you were a statue or something. Hello? Well, maybe it is a statue, or I just turned invisible. I hope it's not the latter. Open the hatch. On the metal covering of the hatch, there were two buttons, which were situated left and right of the central circular lever. The arrow on the lever is pointing up. Oops, second button, whatever. First button. And counterclockwise. The arrow on the lever is now pointing left. I looked down to see the maintenance tunnels for the underground drain system. The pale objects starkly contrasted against the pitch-black backdrop. You know, in my first playthrough, I think I remember the combination in which I did it because I thought it was supposed to be a combination in order to do it. So I did it clockwise until it was pointing down. Button 1, button 2, clockwise again, and then, oh, suddenly it opened up. So I've been following that combination for a few playthroughs until I just saw the police documents where it's just point left, push the two buttons, that's it. It's a cloth with suspicious red markings all over it. Guess it's all to be found down there. I do like that there was the puzzle here to open up the hatch and all, which would normally be solved by second playthrough doing stuff like that. But it is a really simple puzzle. Really simple. Alright, might as well take a look at the leaves. I don't recognize this species of trees. And I don't believe there's anything else relating to a dean. We could talk with Emra, that's gonna be a bit of a talk. We can look at the sign. Search the shrubbery, we can find some dirt. This totally won't look suspicious. Here we go. And, search the pavilion. We've already found the excellent spheres. So I guess we're done with the park. I don't think I'll find anything else here except dirt. Yeah, fair enough. Excuse me. The afternoon sun hung low in the sky, and I decided it was time to report my findings to the police. A brief call to the department, and I was on my way to an appointment with Sebastian. So it turns out we've seen this before. No, don't skip ahead. As you wish. I'm not sure how my findings will help, but at least I have something. Look who we have here. I turned around to see Maverick. His intense gaze confirmed that there was no one else his words could be directed at. Even with the civilians passing by in the background, I suddenly felt very alone. No, skip! What do you want from me? Answers. Alright, Doppel, I'm gonna leave this to you and anyone else in chat. What do you want to say? Tell him to start talking or ask him? Okay, ask him. Then you will listen. Just tell me one thing. Why? What is your goal in all this? Why even come here? Are you gonna tell him, well, I guess the truth that he doesn't want to believe, you know why, we came here as ambassadors? Or are we gonna tell him, I guess, condescending, that he would understand? Okay, ambassadors? No, that won't do. That's simply not true. You know it, and I know it. I just don't get why you can't be honest with me. Even when you know no one else is listening. You know I can't touch you. If I did, that would be over for me. At least, as long as I don't have any proof. In the end, what difference does it make if I know? No one else is going to believe me anyways. Do you wish to kill me, too? Like Reza? Do you wanna say nothing? Are we gonna Tell him we would never do such a thing. Which we have done. Or tell him if we have to. Oh, that's a new option. I did not even realize. Oh, okay. I was not even paying attention. Ooh. I feel dark and disturbed. I appreciate the honesty. Of course. Why else would an ambassador need such a dangerous tool? I know you claim not to have one of these things Reza injured me with, and you didn't have any when they searched you. But I guess it's way too late for safety precautions at this point. You could have hidden one anywhere. That hurt, you know. But even worse than that was getting thrown aside by Bryce. I trust him, but after that happened, he doesn't trust me anymore. Now there's only you. The mythical, the special, the new. How much I wish I could make him see what I see. I could have saved the world with that. I did what I did that day, and it still wouldn't matter when no one believes me, just because I don't have any proof. But I won't stop until I find some. And when I do, I'm gonna be a hero. And with that, he was gone. On the way to the police station, Maverick's words kept finding their way back into my mind. I couldn't decide how to feel about them. I did not even notice that. That's a good catch, Doppel. I would never have even noticed the if I have to, let alone picked it part. I wasn't even sure if it was worth mentioning to the police, since all he did was make vague accusations. It wasn't anything substantial enough to be considered a threat. However, his actions were growing more calculated, and he seemed to be very sure of himself. I wondered about what this could amount to. But that wasn't the problem at hand. Hey, Cabbage. Hey, Sebastian. I thought I'd meet you at the front desk. What are we doing in Bryce's office? He does have a nice office, doesn't he? And the chairs are comfy. Is that the only reason we're here? The dragon gave a brief chuckle. Let's just say that the information pertaining to this case is important enough to warrant some privacy. I see. Will Bryce be here anytime soon? I don't think so. He's still outside, looking for Reza. He's not the kind of person who gives up so easily. Alright, does that sound like Bryce? It does kind of sound like Bryce. Are we gonna tell Sebastian that he should have just given up, there's no hope? Or can't we help him? Which I guess we were kind of helping him anyways. One. That's Bryce for you. Once he sets his mind on something, he sees it through to the end. That's why he's our chief. He gets things done. At this rate, it doesn't look like we'll find him today. He could be anywhere. Long gone, beyond our reach. What do you think? I don't think he's... To be honest, we don't know. Well, we do. We don't think he's going anywhere. That's kind of what we know, in fact. Or we'll never find him. In fact, we will. 2. I don't think he's going anywhere. He can't flee to another place, no matter where he goes. He'd be recognized immediately. In the end, his only way out is the same way he got in, the portal. And he can't use that without someone noticing. Very astute observation. I wonder what will happen to our trade agreement now, considering Reza's still missing, the murderers, and the stolen generator. If Reza really is a murderer, then... Don't do that. What? Worry. You don't know what's at stake here. Yeah, Just every dragon. The artwork is fantastic. People are dead, Cabbage. Don't you think I don't know that? Reza may be our prime suspect, but he's also a missing person. For all we know, he could be a victim. Maybe someone is making him do this. The point is, we don't know the facts yet. What we need to do is find him and find the murderer. We'll find Reza and go from there. We'll figure it out. Say nothing or thanks, Sebastian. Thanks. Anyway, you said you have some information for us, so what did you find? The bandage you found is something, alright. Of course, it could be anyone's, but why would someone discard theirs in a place like that? It seems suspicious to me, and is certainly worth checking out. I'll make sure it gets to the right place. The receipts you got are interesting. There might be something more to them, or they could just be a useless record of his eating habits. You never know what you might be able to find out about a person, their habits, or their plans this way. Well done, Cabbage. That gives us some solid points from which we can continue our investigation. In any case, thank you for your help. We really do appreciate it. You're welcome. That should be all then. Since Bryce still hasn't come back yet, I assume the search is still going on, and I better go get out there to help him. Guess it's going to be a long day. Can you find your way back to your apartment? Of course. Alright, I'll see you later. Good luck. Finally, some free time. Whatever am I going to do? Looks like there's some messages on the answering machine. Let's see. Hello, this is Remy speaking. I'm calling in regards to the dinner we talked about. I'll have an opening soon and was wondering if you also have the time. Let me know if you're interested. Have a good day. Yes, that's my oops. Spacebar. Yes, that's my official invitation. Now the question is if I want to go or not. Please leave a message after the beep. Gotcha. You thought that was your answering machine, but it was me, Adine. I know we talked about coming over, but I thought why not mix it up and you'd come to me instead. I mean, it's not like I can use your excuse and pretend to order something from you. After all, you don't even have anything to sell or deliver. Unless... well, I don't think you're that kind of person. Oh, I do hope this is the right number or somebody's going to be very confused. Well, she did get the right number and I'm still confused. Alright, let's go with the D. Yes! I think that was the first message I ever got in this game, even. You emoji. It actually looks like a red heart on my notebook, actually. Let me see if I can get this up. Maybe I just unplug this real quick. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, there's a little red heart there. Such a big setup. I should not have picked this up. Oh, it auto-replace it. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, this should be the right address. I'm coming! Oh, it's you. I was expecting someone else. You're a little early. Yeah, I didn't know how long it would take me to get here. Better early than late, right? And who might that be? This is Emily. She's one of the kids what did she say? I keep hitting my keyboard by accident. One of the kids she works with. Hello, Emily. Say hi, Emily. Hello. I just have to bring her back to the orphanage real quick. Feel free to make yourself at home in the meantime, okay? Aww, yes. Emily's got nothing on my cat, though. So it turns out we've seen this before. Are we gonna skip ahead? So this is where you live, Nadine. Small but cozy. I'm back! That was quick. Being able to fly does have its perks, you know. Wait, you flew her back? Well, I am a delivery flyer. She doesn't get scared or anything? Not at all. She's such a brave little girl. So what exactly is it that you do at the orphanage? I'm a volunteer. I'll help out with whatever they need, or sometimes take care of the kids. They only have so many social workers. The ratio is about 1 social worker for every 10 children, so it's good for the kids to spend some time one-on-one with someone they know. I guess you could almost call it babysitting, but for the kids, we basically become foster parents. The older they get, the less likely they are to be adopted. She might be too old to be considered soon. Alright, is this a shame? Are we gonna see why, or are we gonna offer to adopt her if we could? A shame? I think I haven't actually seen I Could See Why until the first videos were going up, and Seawolves came in at the right moment to just start picking the wrong answers, and the dice agreed with them. Nope. Oh, I Could See Why. Wrong choice. That's the second time I picked that. Yeah, I know. I'm worried about what will happen to her if she doesn't find a family. They'll still take care of her, of course, but it's not quite the same as having parents. I'd adopt her myself, but I don't think I could care for her properly. Not a single parent with my work schedule. I still volunteer as often as I can, because if I don't, who will? Somebody needs to be there for those kids. Are you going to tell her that she's wasting her time? Are you going to tell her that's very nice of her? Or someone else will probably volunteer even if she doesn't? You see a meme on Steam relating to Angels with Scaly Wings. Let me see if I can. Very nice of you, okay. Thanks, but for me it's not about being nice. I almost feel obligated to help, you know? Anyway, let's talk about something less depressing. Like what? Let me think. Oh, I just remembered that somebody died here recently. Here in your apartment? No, not here, silly. It was close, though. Barely a block from here. Right, the murder of the maintenance guy, I remember that. Wait, it was murder? I didn't know that. I thought it was an accident or something. That's terrible. Sorry for mentioning it. Finding the first victim was already bad enough for me. Now that I have to hear there was another murder in town, I wish I could get some good news for once. Are you gonna tell her that at least it wasn't her that was murdered? I don't like those "at least it wasn't" statements. It's just, it could always be worse, so it doesn't make me feel any better. Are we gonna tell her not to be so sensitive, or are we gonna just tell her to not, don't focus on bad things? Hello, Cloud. Don't focus on the bad things? Cloud, do you have an opinion? She's just, talking about how she's always getting some bad news and she wishes she could get some good news for a change. And then there are options. Okay. Don't focus on bad. Also don't focus on bad, alright? Don't just focus on the bad things. It's no use lamenting something you can't change. Sorry, Cabbage. I guess I should be more positive. It's just not always easy, you know? Maybe I'll get some good news soon. I hope so. That reminds me, I've got something for you. Sorry, I wanted to try on you. Try on me? It's nothing too dramatic. I read this magazine the other day and found a few interesting articles. Using her partial hands, she held up a magazine to show me its cover. A rather bold-looking female was presented on the front, adorned with trinkets like rings and jewels. Various headlines gave me an idea of the content within. It reminded me a lot of the typical gossip magazine back home. Lifestyle, the magazine for modern people? This issue even came with a set of fortune cards. Alright, what's our opinion on fortune cards? Not sure what to expect. Those types of magazines are usually trash, or I'm sure they're qualified to determine our fate. Okay, not sure what to expect. Cloud, if you're still here, what's your preference? I'm also just browsing some... Oops, I did not mean to hit that. I see some Steam memes for Angels with Scaly Wings here. Alright, sorry about that. I was just reading a bit more. So Doppel wanted to say not sure what to expect. Isn't that the whole fun of it? What should we look at first? Alright. Yeah, it's not my thing, so I would personally really suggest to throw it in the trash. But I also wouldn't really say that. Me decide? Ooh, I guess I don't... Oh, you decide. Oh, literally the you decide option. Whoops. Alright, let's see. Here, this article talks about dreams and what they mean. Have you had any strange or recurring dreams lately? My dreams are usually nonsense. Dreaming of fire, don't dream at all, or people I know. Major will always go to the impress option. Been dreaming of fire, and that we have at the beginning of the chapter. Fire? That's interesting. Apparently it's a rather common symbol that can mean a variety of things. Another thing to consider is the significance of the symbol to the dreamer. So, what does fire mean to you? Fire can be destructive, but it can also be wild and passionate. It can represent an issue or problem you can no longer ignore, similar to an actual fire breaking out. It can also mentions prophetic dreams, but let's hope yours doesn't fall into that category. I doubt they do. Phew! What about your dreams? It kind of feels like they're different every night. Most of them are nonsense, but sometimes I dream of people I used to know. What do you make of all this? I don't remember being asked this in ourselves. Bunch of baloney. Define fire example Skyrim. Even the article concludes that scientists haven't figured out exactly why we dream. It's a big mystery. Alright, let's move on. Oh, I thought you meant moving on from the magazine. Don't be such a sourpuss. There's some interesting stuff in here. Are we going to reserve judgment on that? Do you think you can hit the trash can from here? You should try. That dream stuff wasn't so bad. Or Spyro. Yes, Spyro. I've actually been playing Original Sin 2 lately, and basically every one of my character has Fireball, Ignite, Combust, all the fire. Right, so you want 3 wasn't so bad. Okay. Oh, apparently Doppler is going live with Factorio in 30 minutes. Alright, I'll start wrapping this up. Do you still want me to pick options, or do you want me to skim through this, I suppose? See, I told you this is going to be fun. What's next? A personality test. Didn't you always want to know what kind of relationship would suit you? Alright, so in the meantime, take our time, alright. So, boy, everybody already wants 3, sure, why not? Yeah, you're right, it should be enough, actually. So you want 3, sure, why not? Okay. Let's find out. Okay, first question. In a relationship, what role do you take? I prefer to take the reins. My partner should be the leader, or I like to switch it up every once in a while. Alright, Topple wants to take the reins. I'm curious what everybody else's choice would be. I think Cloud said that he's going to just follow Doppel. But even that aside, I'm just curious what everybody else would pick. Is that so? Moving on to the next question. Wait, aren't you going to answer the questions too? I'll take the test after you. I don't want to keep track of both our scores at once. Okay. Alright. Question number 2. What is your favorite dessert? Is our favorite dessert chocolate cream cake, lemon ice cream with sprinkles, coconut souffle, red hot chili cookies? Or are we going to ask her, what does this question have to do with the relationships? I don't particularly like the specifics of the options here. I would have to say, if there was like an option, such as cheesecake or lemon meringue cake, that would be the one, absolutely. I like ice cream. I don't think I've specifically had lemon ice cream though. Alright, so the options are Dolph wants lemon ice cream, favorite dessert is chocolate cream cake, and coconut souffle. Okay. Yes, dice time. A perfect 3-way tie. I'm very excited about this. Alright, so I rolled a 1. Chocolate cream cake it is. An all-time classic. Who doesn't like chocolate cake? Here's the next question. What is your dream job? Now, without spoiling this, I know exactly which one is to impress her best here. And I googled this later, and it was, oh, I've been picking that anyways. Yeah, I do like chocolate cream cake, it's just that isn't my absolute favorite. That would have to be basically any kind of cheesecake or lemon meringue. So I guess the choice is given. You know, I guess I'm kind of torn between all 3 in a way. I like spicy foods, I like the cakes, and I do like ice cream. I guess it's just chocolate souffle is my least favorite. Let's see, 3. Alright, does everybody agree with Doppel? Oh, you haven't? Interesting. That is very interesting. Quarantine reference. So it is. Oops. That was to the wrong person. Alright. Stay-at-home parent. I'm with you on that one, but does that really qualify as a job? Are you questioning the almighty magazine? Forget I said anything. How many more questions are there? That's all of them. Now, to look up the results. Oh, it says here that the results are outlined in the weight loss booklet that came with the magazine, but I already threw that away. Right, so is this, are we gonna scold her? You clearly needed that! What a shame. Are we gonna tell her, guess we'll never find out what kind of relationship would suit me? What a shame. Okay. Don't pick one. I think I picked number 3 once. No, I think I might have actually picked all of them once. I remember the 3rd one is she's just in a, yeah, I guess we'll never know. Yeah, I really wanted to know. Wait, did I pick the right one? What a shame. Yeah, I guess that was actually the same option. How else would you know? How else would you know? Okay, I guess I have my answers mixed up. And now we get to the best part, the fortune cards. Doppel is talking to Doppel. I'm just gonna ask ahead of time, Justin. Is that your choice for the stage name in Chapter 3? That's what I was looking forward to. Assuming that's what everybody wanted to pick. Me too. Maybe. How's that supposed to work anyways? I mean, they're just cards. How can they predict the future? Apparently, there are different schools of thought regarding the use of fortune-telling cards. The cards themselves don't know anything, they're just a tool. A Dean Strife. So the information actually comes from somewhere else. But where, though? Well, one interpretation is that it's our subconscious who gives us the answers that we seek. Similar to how dreams can be interpreted, the interpretation of the cards is very dependent on the person itself, and the symbols they recognize in the card's images. We recognize the images that are relevant to our lives, and that gives us an idea about ourselves and our current problems. However, that is just the most grounded interpretation out there. People usually associate something more paranormal with fortune cards. One of the explanations is that the cards are our way to communicate with a higher being, a paranormal entity that knows more than we do, and can give us subtle nudges using the cards. And who would that be? The explanations range from ghosts to angelic beings. Even involved humans. Really? Yeah, people would say you could communicate with humans this way. And then there was also something called the higher self. The higher self? How come you know so much about this? Because I read the article about it. Oh. Okay, what should I draw for you? Why don't I get to be the one reading your fortune? Because I paid for this magazine, so the cards are mine. Okay, the cards are mine. So what are my options? I could read your past, your present, or your future. I'm pretty sure that every time I've come to this, I probably picked future. So, what are your options? Or, sorry, what are your preferences, everyone? What is it going to be? Past, present, or future? Future? The future is free? I like that about Strife. Future. Oh, somebody allowed that, thank you. I assume that was Taco. Future, everybody wants the future. The prediction of the future is what most people associate with the readings. However, their purpose is to prepare the person in question for the possible future rather than just predicting it. Oh my! What is it? The cards we've drawn in association with is associated with drastic measures, particularly those with a final conclusion. This can be interpreted in many ways, but it can refer to death, the ultimate conclusion. It can also mean many other things, like a violent outcome of a brewing conflict, or a positive resolution of a long-running conflict. What do you think? Alright, I think we know what this refers to. Oddly specific. Yes, I think we know what this refers to. Otherwise this is very generic. I don't think that's generic. And I wonder if we should be worried. In a way, I guess we should be, but then nothing's ever happened to cabbage. Alright, so I think we know what this refers to. Really? How can you already know about the future? Let's just say that I have a hunch. Okay! It mentions resolution to a conflict that may have been brewing, but there's definitely something brewing. I guess that's everything the magazine has to offer. Alright, was that certainly interesting? Now we can finally put that in the magazine in the trash where it belongs. Or, what a shame. You want to pick, that was interesting, Doppel? Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually remember something about reading up on the trash. So this might actually be the option to pick, ideally. But I'm not certain. Actually, yeah. It's not like I'm going to read this article again. But I'll keep the cards, because it'd be a shame to throw them away. The pictures are so artistic and pretty. I agree with you there. Are you sure about that? It's not going to be so much work to create the magazine like this, from a selection of topics, writing the articles, doing all the photos and the layouts, and then it just gets, to shops and into the hands of customers. All that work for it to just end up in the trash. With how often they came out, it's like they're designed to be disposable. At least they can recycle the materials. That's true, I suppose. So, do you have anything interesting going on at the moment? I can't imagine what an ambassador's life is like. It's been busy. I thought this whole thing would go by quickly and without any mishaps. But now it seems like there's always something happening. Oh, really? Yeah, I figured I'd come here, do the exchange, and leave again, but apparently it's not that easy. It never is. You speak like you've had experience as an ambassador. Well, no, but I've been doing deliveries is similar. People order something, I fly to them, we exchange the product for the payment, and then I go back. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, sure. But things always go wrong. For example, imagine you have 2 deliveries to make, and the first one goes smoothly, okay? I'm imagining it very hard right now. Alright, so you get to the destination of the second delivery, and they actually check what you've handed them. And it turns out you've mixed up the orders, but you already delivered the first one. That's certainly not a pleasant situation to be in. Now you've got to go back to the first family you delivered to, who by now probably noticed that they got the wrong delivery, and exchange what you gave them for what they actually ordered, right? But it turns out they didn't mind the mix-up. As a matter of fact, they have already started eating and what they've gotten. It's not so bad that they aren't angry, but now you can't exchange the orders anymore. So you have to fly back to the restaurant to get the second order remade. Happens all the time. As a result, the people waiting for the second order do get angry, because their order has to be remade and delivered all over again. And the plot thickens. They complain, and of course their meals get comped. The restaurant can no longer sell the first order you still have, so the orders for both families are deducted from your paycheck, and you end up eating nothing but ramen all week again, just so you can make rent this month. That is unfortunate. And that's why you always double check your orders, because even a small mistake can have consequences reaching further than you'd think. Sometimes we just have to learn the hard way. I guess so. Anyways, what else have you been up to recently? You remember the stunt flying competition I told you about? Of course. I assume your participation is a given by now? Actually, I'm not so sure about that. I mailed the application earlier today, so hopefully it will arrive before the deadline. Or maybe I should just fly it over myself while showing off a few moves, that is. We should fly it over anyways, just to make sure you get it in. It would be a shame if you couldn't enter because of a technicality. Yeah, I really should drop by. By the way, could you do me a favor? That depends on the favor, I suppose. It's kind of a long story, but there's something I need. You know, some people at the police station, right? Yes. I think they're in a position of a map related to the underground building they found. I've heard about that. Oh, that's great. Maybe you can get them to hand it over. It doesn't even have to be the real thing. A copy would be fine. What do you even need it for? Let's just say I'm interested in doing a little investigation of the place myself. What's so special about it? It's supposed to be the remnant of an earlier civilization. Or maybe even something created by humans. Who wouldn't be interested in that? So I do feel like that the first option is a bit of a troll. One, an actual human in front of you isn't good enough? So this is also probably the right option if you're going for impressed. So, assuming everybody is all for that. If I had you all to myself, it might be enough, but since your stay is only temporary, I'll need some other human-related things to keep me busy. If I had you all to myself, I don't even ask for something like that. You could always say that humanity is interested in that. Yes, do we actually still have the map? Status. Yes, we actually still have the map in our possession. Honestly, they probably would be. Could you ask them for me? Please? We can try. We'll think about it. Or just a flat out no. One. I won't promise anything, but I can certainly try. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I didn't know you were into archaeology. I wouldn't care as much if it turned out to be just some old building. The whole thing about it being made by humans is what's really interesting. Why's that? Well, the myths wouldn't be very mythical anymore if that was the case. We'd have proof. And that so shortly after finding that humans are, in fact, real. Yes! What a time to be alive! So, do you believe in all that stuff? Belief isn't exactly the right word when you're standing right in front of me, you know. That alone is a miracle. I get excited all over again just thinking about it. Speaking of which, all this excitement made me lose track of time. Is it that late already? Oh, actually, I have places to be, especially if I want to make sure my contest application arrives on time. I guess I should get going then, huh? Unless you want to sit in my empty apartment. You could always pay me a visit during my practice sometime if you like. You mean your stunt flying practice? Yeah! Anyway, I really have to go, so I'll call you later, okay? Sure. Nothing going on today. I guess I can do whatever. Right, so I'm gonna make the save right here on save file 1. Go. Yes, Adine's so sweet. They should make an Adine plush, an official Adine plush. Alright, so that'll be it for this stream. We'll see you guys again next week. And yes, Doppel has to set up over there. He will be streaming day 1. Yes. Doppel is setting up for late night Minecraft dungeons. So if you're interested in watching that, you can go check out his channel. And the link for Discord, I think it's Doppel's Discord for that matter, is in the description. Oh, Factorio. Okay, my mistake. I'm still excited for that. But the link for the Discord is still in the description somewhere down there. So you can go there, join our Discord, introduce yourself, and then you can chat. You'll see when we're going to be streaming whatever and whenever. Budine laughed blush. Right. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys again next week, and in fact in 9 minutes for Doppel's Factorio. I don't remember if that was being streamed or premiered, but I hope you enjoy, and go check out Doppel's stream premiere. And see you guys later.